Welcome to Scofield Farm. This is our July garden tour. It is of course the end of the month because I tend to do garden tours at the end of the month. I am happy to welcome you to my garden. I want to show you how we're looking this July. It is very different than other Julys. That's not necessarily bad. It's just different, and I want to show you what that means. Come on, let's take a look around the garden. I picked a time of day to bring you with me when it is shaded. We have this giant gray pine that gives me about an hour amount of shade from like 4:45 to 5:45. So that's why I love to come out here during this time. It's great lighting. I have zinnias coming up all over the garden in the paths. They're so pretty. They are volunteer, and I just left them all because I love flowers. This bed used to be our garlic bed, and just a couple days ago, I transplanted some peppers that I had in a pot, and I can't even remember. I want to say maybe they're serrano, but we will find out. I transplanted them on this side, and then we have calendula and this gigantic sage. I mean, you guys, I probably need to way hack it back. We have beans on this whole other half of this bed. And what I did, I think, is mostly provider beans. I did some dragon tongue, and then in the middle to go up the cattle panel, I have a noodle bean that's going to be long and really yummy. And then I have chives over there in the corner. And I tried so many times to plant lemon cucumbers. These are literally my last seeds, 4th or 5th attempt. They did come up. So we will have those as kind of like a fall, late summer garden cucumber, like succession sowing. We have 2 like hiding little Rosa Bianca eggplants. We'll see if those actually do okay, but they were planted out really late. So we'll see how those go. This next bed was also garlic on this whole side. I planted sweet potatoes in its place. I love to grow things year round, and we succession sow a lot in our garden. We are in Northern California, Zone 9B, so we can grow a lot of food, and we just replenish our soil and we keep planting. I think I have one other eggplant here. I had so many extra eggplant that germinated this year. I just threw the extra ones in instead of throwing them away. I had a lot of volunteer tomatoes too in my garden. I think most of them are a type of cherry tomato. So this is one of them, and I just went ahead and, planted it here to see how it does. I've got way too many chives. I actually have a friend who was going to maybe buy one off of me if I cut it back and dug it up for her. Hopefully she's still interested, because I think 3 big chive plants in this bed is just a little bit too much. It's beautiful when they're blooming, but it takes over, as you can see. These are tomatillos. I have tomatillos all through here. One is tiny because that's where we had garlic. Those is where we had garlic. These I planted first, so they haven't begun producing yet, but I'm really looking forward to green salsa. I hope that they do. Oh, here we go. Just starting. It's empty, or maybe very little, but that's a good sign of what is to come. Oh, look. This is a nasturtium, and I think it's like an Alaska mix that I had, which is very pretty. People say those self-sow for them, but they never do for me, so I'm hoping they do this year. This is a new to me type of cucumber. I had a lot of problems with direct sowing my cucumbers this year. This is called a muncher. I got the seeds at a local nursery called Wintour Gardens, and let's see if you can see it. There you go. They're very good. I've had a handful that I've harvested that I've eaten with hummus. This is an old chard plant we have had for probably 5 years. This is one of my original... Oh my God. I had my dog chase what was it? Buddy, a lizard? It jumped on my foot, and I just jumped about a mile out of my skin. So let's get back to this bed. I have got such a startle effect. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what was I saying? This is one of my original beds, and so that's been here forever. I have had a problem with direct sowing this year in all. So this is my Lebanese summer squash. Look how tiny it still is. I have no idea. I mean, it's getting water I don't know. It's so tiny. And then the rest of the summer squash are much bigger. Some of them I actually bought from a big box store and just planted out. Some I think actually did come up. I don't know. Anyway, I've harvested a handful of squash off of them. This is all Tulsi basil. I had so much basil that germinated for me that I just kind of put it on the edges of my beds. So we have like Tulsi basil all the way down, and you can see there's a few little zucchini in here. I like to grow my summer squash and zucchini in these tomato cages. It kind of helps them be more upright. I do need to kind of train them that way. Like you see how these leaves are pushed up in the middle, but this one got a little rambunctious and its leaves are not in the middle all the way. Like see how it's coming this way? So I kind of need to train that back that way, but that's okay. I have time to mess with it when I'm not doing a garden tour. I'm still like shaking from jumping from that lizard. That was just way too much. My dog. Okay, the next bed I want to show you is my strawberry bed, and we have a 4x12 size strawberry patch. It started with about 12 little strawberry plants that my friend gave me from her strawberries. They are ever-bearing. We get strawberries all summer long. I just have to keep pinching back the runners so they don't try to reproduce from runners. Berries like to reproduce either from the berry, which has seeds in it, or from runners. And so I'll show you what that looks like. It's like my garden snack. Every time I come out here, or any of my family, we always go and we kind of dig around and see if there's any ripe berries. They're really, really sweet. Northern California is such a good place to grow berries because, I don't know, they love the heat. They love the climate, all the sunshine. I wanted to show you what the runners look like. They look like, see, little plants it tries to put off. I have sold these before. I have thinned my bed so many times. If you are local to me up in Shasta County or Tama County and want to buy some strawberry plants, I do sell them every season as I thin my beds. I take these out and just toss them because you can see how crowded my beds are already. I don't really need new plants in here right now. I'm gonna notice that most of my beds, besides the strawberries, have like a lot of different things in them, more polyculture than monoculture with one type of crop. I love flowers, I love herbs, I love to mix and match things. I think it's better for the plants, for the soil health, for diversity, for pest management. We don't use sprays, we don't use chemicals. We are like totally organic, to the point that we have to like hose off a ton of bugs off of our kale, and that's okay. I know that it is healthy. If the bugs love it, we're gonna love it too. I'm gonna show you this bed, and it's got a lot of things in it. You'll see different calendula plants. That's one I cut way back. Here's one that needs to be trimmed that is blooming. This is a volunteer tomato right here. I don't usually use cages, but I had so many volunteers, I wanted to kind of keep them tidy. This one has a couple little cherry tomatoes, and this is one of the volunteers, so I think it might be like some sort of super sweet that came back. This bed I have a lot of Thai basil, just a little bit on this side, but tons on the other side I'll show you. And then this tomato, we got all our tomatoes planted really late. It's a taxi tomato, and it is a determinate, which means it likes to put on all of its fruit kind of at the same time. And so it will be the first things that I harvest. I've only harvested one tomato so far. We just got everything in so late. This that you see right here growing, and then these things that you see blooming, those are leeks. This is our perennial leek bed. In our area, leeks self-sow. They re-sow themselves over and over, even if I didn't let them go to these pretty seed heads that are bees, because we keep bees. Love. They actually have these little almost like garlic clove type seeds they put off into the soil, and so they come back. So that's why you saw those green little baby leeks next to the bigger leeks. They will come back, and we get to have some sort of allium that we harvest year round. We grow onions, garlic, leeks, chives, shallots. We are always having something we can use in our cooking that is in that family, and I love it because I love like spice and deep flavors in our food. Also in this bed, we have most of our paste type tomatoes, Martinez Roma. We have a regular Roma down here. You see a few of them. La Roma is one that gets bigger. You see some here, you see some over there. So everything is green right now. We got everything in so late that we are having a later harvest, but we have a very, very long growing season, so I'm not worried about it. More nasturtium that, goodness, it looks like the bugs have just demolished it between our heat and the bugs. That thing is crispy. I have a brandy wine in this little kind of raised bed that a friend of mine gave me when she moved. Tons of zinnia, and this is actually supposed to be a pot dedicated for my Jamaican Roselle hibiscus. This will grow into kind of like a big tree that will have calyx after the flowers that I can make a wonderful drink with. And my husband grew up drinking in Guatemala. He grew up in Guatemala. Okay, here you see all the Thai basil. I love Thai basil because we make curries, but I also love Thai basil because it blooms so beautiful and the bees are just drawn to it. Like, they come to it like crazy. I always have chives in so many beds, and you'll see different eggplants that I tucked in here. This is ping tung. It's the long skinny one. We like to bring it to our Sunday lunch, and we saute it in some butter and olive oil and have that as a side. We do a Sunday lunch with my family after church, my mom, my sister's family, and we do like bring your own meat to grill and a side to share. So our sides are usually from our garden, just depending on what is ripe at the time. Okay, this bed is kind of fun. On this west side, I have volunteer tomatoes. Yes, in cages. I don't usually do cages. I have chard on either side of the bed. And then this one was a volunteer of one of my very favorites. I'm pretty sure that this is the Brad's Atomic Grape that came back because the rest of my volunteers have been cherries. So I'm very excited about that. This is one of the volunteers. I just stuck them in here because, let me get that upright, because I didn't want to like kill them all. I know, so lame. We have a lot of peppers in here. This is Alma paprika, which I dry out. I wait till they get to like the reddish color. Oh, it's too heavy. And I dry them out and I make paprika powder. We have some, I think it's lime basil in this bed. And then we've got tons of shishito and I think mostly jalapeno. I did harvest a lot of these like yesterday or the day before, but it's already full of blossoms and more peppers. That is doing great. We have some random onions coming back. And then lots of jalapenos. They are smaller, but they do have blossoms. And I took a bunch of peppers off of them as well. There's a couple that are still on there that I need to get, but that's doing pretty good. And then we have like our arch wall of cantaloupe. You'll see lots of cantaloupe. I like to grow them on my trellis, my cattle panel trellis. Do you see that? I don't even know if you can see that. Do I see that? Oh, it's hiding. Okay. Do you see the cantaloupe that's hiding? You'll have to comment if you do, because I don't know if you can see it. We have lots growing on here. A couple over here. And several on the other side. Cantaloupe will fall off the vine when they're ready. This one's getting close. You can see the color changing. They will smell very, very sweet when they're ready and fall off the vine. I've never had a problem so far with one splitting from falling, growing in this way, but never say never. It could totally happen. So I like to grow it on the arch because I think it's pretty. And then the other side of the arch, I like to have things like cucumbers. And I think I have more cantaloupe because I sowed them so many times and bought starts because I was determined to have cantaloupe. Last year my seeds did not work so well, so I oversowed them. These are pickling cucumbers in this bed. So we have 3 kinds of cucumbers. Here's another one. These are pretty close. I think I could harvest them. I want to. I like to make my pickles as like a fermented dill pickle. I do them in clamp jars. I have a whole video about how I do that, and I will link that below because that is how I love pickles. We have more zinnias in the path, all pretty pinks over here. We have in this bed, we have some Mayan jaguar lettuce that are going to seed, and I have a video about how to save seed, and I think a separate one of how to start seed with lettuce. All of these were grown from seed that I saved from Prayer Gardens, which is cool. The back side of this bed, I have more basil. I think this one is Tulsi basil. As I said, so much of our basil did really well germinating. We have dill, we have tomatoes all down the middle, all different kinds. I think I tried to grow like 30 something types of tomatoes. Some of them did not do well and I had to pull them, but others are great. I think that this is a lime basil. And then you can see this is a Milano plum and it is doing really well. It's the first year I've grown Milano plum. I got it from Redwood Seeds. I think I'm gonna highly recommend that because I got everything planted so late and that one is packed with tomatoes, so that is a very good sign. I have 4 kinds of calendula in my garden. This one is yellow pom-pom. This is the first kind I've had. This one over here is actually strawberry blonde. Different times of year, it's got like stripy pink parts underneath, and then it sometimes is a yellowish color. Oh, you can see the color better over here right now. So this is what it's more like. And then there'll be pink on the other side. It kind of changes. You'll see more eggplant tucked in the corner. They're all kind of small, but they are coming along. And then on the other side of these tomatoes in this bed, I have volunteer tomatoes there. I even have calendula that are in the pathway that I trim up and keep. I have chamomile that I've harvested from so many times because I love to grow my own teas. It's like a glorified huge tea garden because most of what I have been harvesting lately are herbs for teas. I have all my Emily basil right here. There's a random Thai basil, but Emily basil is all the way down this bed. Besides, you'll see another eggplant. And I like to use this to make pesto, and I freeze huge batches of pesto to eat all winter long. It is one of our favorite things to preserve from our garden. I am allergic to nuts, and so I have my own pesto recipe that I do. We freeze them in these cupcake trays. That way I pop them out as like little hockey pucks, and then I'll store them in gallon Ziploc bags, and we love it. I have a recipe how I do it. I show a video. I'll also link that in the description since I'm mentioning it. If you want a great nut-free pesto and a great way to start storing it now to eat later, try mine out. Let me know what you think of it. Go up, go. My husband built me this wonderful trellis archway, and we planted, what are they called? Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. We planted roses, climbing roses, and I'm going to show you. They are not climbing yet, but they will, and they're going to be so beautiful. I have it on this side, and then over here, I have it on that side. And my goal is for them to go over the top and be just blooming and beautiful. And that, yeah, this was my birthday present, so super fun. Oh, isn't the garden so pretty at this time of day? Like the shade. We have a giant volunteer sunflower. I believe it's Velvet Queen because I love Velvet Queen. And I love the like orangey colors, and it's multi-head. So I just keep deadheading it and throwing the heads of the chickens. And then it just keeps blooming over and over and over and over. It's so pretty. We have more zinnia on the path. Over here is another pepper bed. I have lime basil in all of this bed. And then I have like mostly more Swedish peppers, sweet-ish, except for like Anaheim. That's got a little bit of spice to it. And Pasilla, oh, here's the Anaheim. I did harvest some of these already, but there's definitely some on them. They're getting bigger, you know. Everything was a little late. I keep saying that, but it's true. I have echinacea in this bed. I already cut it back once. So this is its second bloom. And it looks like I need to cut it back again. Let me show you. Okay. So see how this one's like looking sad? I could cut this back. And then right here, I cut it back. Those two want to bloom. And so I deadhead it. Makes it get to keep putting fresh blossoms out, and that is a great way to keep things blooming in the garden. These eggplant are doing much better than my other eggplant. They are really big. I think it's Black Beauty. And then this is another one. I always think eggplant flowers are really, really pretty. They're giving a little bit of shade to my peppers because I like when my peppers can change colors and not get sun scald while they do it. This is the area that I harvested shallots in my shallot video that I will link for you. Did not plant something else there yet, just kind of put some chive grass down to mulch it a little bit. And on the other side of this bed, we have a lot more lime basil. That's what I think all these basils in this bed are, lime, and then lots and lots of peppers. This is a giant macaroni. I've never had it before, but they're doing pretty well. This one is about to change color. I'm trying to keep it shaded so it actually changes. This giant pepper plant here is my largest because it is a sugar rush peach plant that came back. And so whenever I try to overwinter things, it doesn't work. When I don't try, it does work. I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of pepper stuck in there. Another giant macaroni. I think I'm gonna really like this sweet variety. These are called Veggie. They're very long and stringy. I've never tasted them past yellow. I'm trying to leave them on the plant so that I get a taste of what they taste like when they're orange and red. These are banana peppers. We have quite a bit of these doing really well. And then we have a lot more sugar rush peach. These are the size of the sugar rush peach that I planted this year. They're full of blossoms and little peppers that aren't ready to harvest yet. This is an ancho. As I said, we have Anaheim and Pasilla over here. And I believe hiding in here is a little purple Peruvian. I love these. These are so cute and they're great like just to throw into a chili or something spicy. And then I had a lot of volunteer cosmos in my bed this year. This is early sensation. They came back from last year and I'm not complaining. It added beauty to my garden without me having to plant a lot of flowers. This bed over here next to the fence where you see a lot of my chickens. Hello guys. We free range and they like to come to the fence when I'm in the garden to ask for treats. They especially like chard. This was my old potato bed. I've had a lot of gopher problems the last year and a half. So I just have calendula and extra Thai basil in here and some herbs like that's a dill that's flowered. I think we got zinnia. We have a grow bag of potatoes, which are doing really well. And then more flowers. We have sunflowers. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? Two different colors right next to each other. And then we have a really pretty color, volunteer zinnia. So pretty. And a really nice light pink one. And then lots of cosmos all in between. And a dark, dark pink one over here. It's just, I love flowers. You can tell I love flowers. I grow food, but I also purposely grow flowers. Last year was a really hard garden year for me because I was recovering from a shoulder surgery. Then I had back issues, which landed me with a walker in my mid-40s. And so I was not out here in the garden as much as I would have liked. This year feels really redemptive, even though things are behind. Even though I still am having some gopher problems because I've been out here more, they're not taking over as badly. And all the flowers that have volunteered and come back have really made me happy, even though a lot of my vegetables are behind where they would have been other years. Like other years, I would be harvesting eggplant right now, tomatoes, lots of peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, even butternut squash I saw on like a Facebook memories thing of a couple of years ago. I'm not harvesting a lot of that stuff yet, but the flowers make me really happy, and all the herbs and all the teas that I am bringing inside for the winter, for the fall, for the spring. I'm actually overall pleasantly happy with how the garden is turning out, even though it is different than I had maybe originally planned it to be. I thought it would be planted out earlier. There are reasons why. We had a lot going on with family stuff, with my grandma dying, but it's still a wonderful garden, and I want to show you the rest of it right now. As I said, we keep bees, and so the flowers are part for me and part for them. It is 100 degrees outside right now, a little bit more, so I'm very thankful for this shaded moment, though it's been a very mild July for us. We've only had 113 days so far, and usually by this time of year we've had a lot of them. more chamomile right here, more eggplant. Yes, you are not, yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. We have a lot of eggplant, just no harvest of them yet. Another row of tomatoes down the middle. We have things like jet setter, Cherokee purple in this bed. We have a Mana orange, all sorts of kinds. I just cut back all this Tulsi basil, and you can tell it's going to come back up. Basils will have like little leaves in, I'd call like the elbows of them, and so if you cut above that, they will just bush out and come out bigger and bushier, and you'll harvest them all up until frost. More cosmos right here, and more zinnia right here, and another type of basil. I think I have 6 basils in my garden this year, 5 or 6, I'm trying to remember. This is mammoth basil. It's just like lettuce leaf basil. I've grown both. They are just the same. I think the little Thai basil peeking in here behind it. A couple of my tomatoes have been pretty bad. Like, look at this. Just to be real with you guys, my Kellogg's breakfast does not look healthy. See how spindly and sickly it looks? I've had to pull some of my heirlooms that just had really stunted bad starts, and if they were like that too long or too tiny still, I just took them out and put a volunteer in their place. Oh, we have terracotta. Hopefully those produce, because I really like that kind. But yeah, we've got kind of a mixed bag of things this year, and we'll see what actually does well and what doesn't. Here, I think this is spaghetti squash. Yeah, you can see over there. There's one that's a little bigger. So that is on this trellis arch. And then I believe we also have Trobenzino squash. Yes, we do. You see that one right there? Yeah, those are really fun looking, and they do really well, and they taste a lot like a butternut squash. When I walk through there, I try to like tuck these up to keep going upward and not go out as I go. And sometimes they pop back out, but I just do it over and over again until hopefully, there we go. Oh, that one doesn't look good. Oh well. Hopefully they do what I want them to do. Oh, there's another little bee friend right there. I don't know if you see. Decided I had a lot of peppers to tuck all of my bell peppers back here behind these tomatoes and behind the squash, so they'd only get the eastern sun, and hopefully they could change colors. And we'll see how it does for me. I believe this is a blot pepper, another blot pepper right here, more zinnia. As I said, look, okay, this Kellogg breakfast as well. They're both not that great. I don't know, I don't want to pull them, but if I have to, I have to. Pineapple's doing okay, but not great. This one I think is just a volunteer. Yeah, that one's doing better than the others. I don't know, guys. Oh, but this terracotta has 1 tomato growing on it. Yay! I love terracotta. I hope they're good. Okay, so lots of zinnia, even in the path. Lots of cosmos, even in the beds. We have tomatoes behind those, believe it or not, behind the flowers. I know, it looks like just a flower garden. And then we have more onions I haven't harvested yet. Look at the size of that one. Look at this, you guys. This is a great onion. So some good onions that are not quite ready, though I harvested one for a lasagna dinner tonight. And then we have all of these tomatoes down the middle. And I believe these are pumpkin. This looks, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. I don't want it to get stuck in there though. Let's pull it out. I've had them stuck in there before. That one's really nice. And so I'm trying to have it lined over the top from both sides. I think that this is an acorn squash of some sort. Yeah, it looks like it. There's one right there. So yeah, we'll see how these do. Back here, we have lots of volunteer zinnia in my path. You know, the orangey ones are not my favorite. They're sort of Halloweenish, and I'm not a Halloween person, but they volunteered, so that's what we got this time. That's what we got in the path. Behind them, I have grow bags, 30-gallon grow bags of potatoes. I have 2 of these 5 bags still to harvest, and then the one that you saw in the other bed. The other 3 I've already harvested and replanted, and look right here. This one is already growing back up from what I replanted, so that is really cool. And then this one I need to harvest soon. Oh, look, it's blooming. That's fun, although they don't always bloom for me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We have more onions in the bed behind me, just along the edge. Down below, I had them bordering this whole bed. So that's why you see them all the way around the edges, and they weren't ready when my other onions were ready. So I'm not complaining. I'll use them in the order they're ready, almost like succession sown because they're different varieties. Some of my tomatoes are yellowing like this. I hate that, but I don't know. What do you do? We don't get as much disease here as a lot of you guys do in more humid climates, but I still get a little like nervous about really yellowy leaves, that something's wrong. Oh, but look, I think this is sun gold. This is my favorite type of tomato. This is only the second one I've harvested. I really hope that plant does well because those are so delicious. Okay, so besides me a little bit worried about yellowing leaves of some of these because I've had to pull some, they're doing all right for being so far behind. This is mostly my cherry tomatoes in among all the flowers. So I love cherry tomatoes, but I have all those volunteer cherry tomatoes. So I might be okay either way, however they do. So the type of cherry tomatoes I'm growing are Sun Gold, Super Sweet 100, Berry's Crazy Cherries, Blue Cream Berry, and Black Cherry. Those are my favorite 5. I know that's a lot. We have Cosmos like crazy. I know, you've seen so many. Oh, there are hummingbirds. More volunteer sunflower. Yes, volunteered in a pot. And here's a little tomato and some zinnia. And I did have borage in here. Oh, it just kind of dried up and died. I don't know if it's going to come back. Hey, chickies. How are you? Over here is my asparagus beds. They're in self-watering pots. I don't know if it's where I want them forever, but I've had them there for like 3 or 4 years. I can't remember. Oh, we're back all the way to the other side. Yeah, you'll see this was cilantro. Now it is coriander seed. So pretty. Royal carpet alyssum. Yeah, just a whole lot of beauty. Whole lot of beauty in here. Yep, another example of how my tomatoes aren't perfect. This tiny stunted tomato is supposed to be a mini orange, and we'll see. It does not look, well, it's definitely mini. Let's just say that. It is mini. It's not the right thing. But that color is just stunning, and flowers make me smile. Well, this is my garden, and it's not perfect and it's not everything. I need to show you the pollinator garden, the citrus, the fruit trees, my kitchen herb garden. Oh, my new chicks that we got from Tractor Supply about 2 months ago destroyed that, so that'll be better next year. But I just wanted to share you this with you, and I will see you in other videos. Please wish us luck. We introduced a new queen into one of our beehives today, and we're hoping that they accept her. This is our first time introducing a new queen, so I've been a little nervous all day, but we'll get an update for you on how that goes as well in a future video. I will talk to you soon. I'm gonna go in and have our birthday dinner for my son of lasagna that I actually made with ingredients that we grew.